What's going on, everybody? Fluffy Cow here, back with another video from my Let's Play world. I had a question I wanted to answer, and that question has led me to end rating, which has made me realize something very unique about my world, and that's that most things in the end seem to come in pairs. Even this end portal right here, there's a second one just over there that's hiding. It's a ridiculous stroke of luck that I seem to have gotten, because it's not only, excuse me, it's not only these two end cities or these two portals that are in pairs. Almost every single end city I have raided today has had its pair. And I wish I'd been recording for the whole thing, because then I wouldn't just be standing here telling you about it. But it's just like some ridiculous luck that I seem to have here. Anyways, I'll catch back up with you when I finish end rating, and I've got all the mainly shulker shells that I need, is what I'm after today. I've got 28. I need almost double that. And that might give you an idea of what I'm trying to do today. But I'm going to continue end rating, and I will see you all in a bit. Okay. This place is becoming more and more ridiculous as time goes on. Not like the whole outer end islands or whatever they're called. Just this like 200 square block area. So you just saw I flew right past one end city right there. If I keep going this way, the last clip I recorded, I was right about here. And yeah, there's one city. There's nothing else that way that I can see that I've checked. But then we can turn around again. Sorry, you got to watch me fly back. This will be worth it, I promise. And we can fly right back, checking my elytra. We get a second end city. And then just as we get to this one, another one loads in, and another one loads in, and now we have 4 end cities in a very close proximity. But get this, we keep going, and there is yet another end city right here. That's 5 in close proximity. And 5, sorry, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, nope. 5, and there's another one, and I'm already turned around. Like, I'm literally surrounded by these things. There are so many of them packed into such a small area. There's just so many. I'm blown away. I'm speechless. Yeah. So I have a lot of raiding to do. And I'll be back when I'm done. Just some quick extra proof that everything in this game comes in pairs for me. There's another end city. There's another end city. Both of which also have a set of wings for me to get out of them. Anyways, back to end rating. This pair has turned quad on me. I don't quite know what to do about that information. Like, we can take you. We can take you. And this is all I'm really doing. I'm not even like looking at the loot right now. I'm just filling up my inventory with it. Oh yeah. Be right back. Alrighty, folks, we have returned to the overworld and to the main base. So, behind me is all of the loot I managed to pick up during my time in the end busting raid, whatever you want to call it. And I have actually taken the time to sort it out already even. So we're going to quickly just go through it all. If you want to slow down the video, pause it, rewind it, do whatever to look at this longer, you are free to do so. But I am just going to quickly scroll through all of the loot. I do have a few shulkers of iron items as well. We'll get to those in a second. But I think most of that is just going to wind up in the garbage, because As you should already be aware, I have infinite iron, I have plenty of sticks to make tools out of, and I have an infinite source of XP as well as an enchanting setup, so I don't really need to keep all of this stuff. Unless it's got some like super sick, super highly desirable enchantments on it. Like, maybe I want to keep this chest plate, but at the same time, why would I not just make a diamond version of it, you know? So, I'm just going to quickly scroll through the rest of these. We've got even more iron gear. I got so much iron gear. And yeah, it's almost certainly all just getting trashed. Maybe if there's like a silk touch item or two, they might be getting kept, but even then it's unlikely. And then we got a whole shulker box of potions, plus a little bit extra. Little bits of horse armor and some saddles that'll come in handy later. My random assortment of items and goodies. Another stack of diamonds to add to my collection. Almost 5 full stacks of iron that's just completely unneeded for me. And a stack of beetroot seeds. Here's all the wings I managed to get. You'll notice these ones are broken because there was a death in the middle of all the end raiding. I'm sorry I did not record it. It was embarrassing. I kind of panicked and I nearly lost everything because I almost didn't have any of this stuff in an ender chest. It would have just been sitting out in the middle of the end forever, probably. So thankfully I was able to get that stuff back. That chest is not related. And some other random goodies I managed to pull out, plus an empty shulker box. So, I hope you all enjoyed looking at the loot. Now, for the big question. So, I want to find out if I can use a bunch of shulker boxes that are over there and take everything in here and stick it in here. Honestly, I think I can. It looks like there's a lot more here than there is space in an ender chest full of shulker boxes, but consider like this chest, like I could probably get rid of a dandelion and 6 green dye. So that's 2 free slots, but like this chest is half full. This chest is basically empty again. This is from like, I think when I went and explored the trial chamber. And so there's a lot of just like random little bits and bobs. Like that's an empty chest. That's a half empty chest. Completely empty. Yeah, so I actually think I'm going to be able to condense this down into an ender chest real easily. So why don't you guys sit back and watch a time lapse of me sorting everything into an ender chest. Let's get going. What do you guys think of my little trash pit? It looks pretty fun to look at, I'll be honest. It'd be faster to just pour some lava in here. I'm just going to let it all despawn though. I don't know what I'm doing with any of this stuff. Anyways, I've cleared out as many of these shulkers as I can. It just feels bad to me to get rid of diamond armor, especially this early in a series when I don't know what I'm doing or if I'm going to be losing gear left and right. But we're going to keep these around. If they just disappear at some point, just like assume they also ended up in the pit. But I don't know. I'll try and let you guys know what I do with them, but they're probably just going to go sit in the background and hide as spare tools for me to use. I don't know what I'm doing with the horse armor and saddles either. Presumably at some point, I'll get into horses for a little bit, and then this shulker will make an appearance. An instant health 2 potions, sorry. I also just genuinely have zero idea what to do with. I would stick it in here, but... oh, I would stick it in the storage room over here, but we're just about to clear that place out. So I don't want to be sticking things into it if I'm about to take everything out of it. With that little shulker monster out of the way, let's fill these shulkers back up again. Would you look at this? I didn't even have to fill every one of these slots with a shulker box, and I managed to get every item from that storage system stuck into here, which is going to be incredibly convenient, even if it's not super well sorted out. Like, I have 3 of these boxes, and there's not really any logic to them, for example. Like, blocks 3 is literally just a mess. But it gives me easy access to everything, which is what I was after. So, now that that project is done, I want to do something else I mentioned in the last few videos, I believe. A easier path to walk back from spawn to here, because when I die and I don't have my spawn set, it is honestly like a 20, maybe 30-minute run back here just to get my stuff, and then I still have to go and retrieve the stuff that I died with. So we're going to grab some obsidian and some ice that I've been collecting, and we are actually just going to fly right on up here, and we're going to go all the way over to spawn, which is this direction, and we're just going to set up a little bit of another ice tunnel. So yeah, I will see you guys when I get over there. Okay, We have returned to the world spawn. If I hit H, you can see we are almost at 0, 0. I think it's just over here. Yeah, 0, 0 is like somewhere around here. I'm not super worried about being exact. I'm just gonna probably plunk it down right here. Which one? This one's my obsidian. So let's just do something like this. And we're just going to go into the nether and we're going to see where this spits us out and how far away we actually are from where we want to go. So where would I have stuck? A flint and steel. Honestly, it's probably in one of the like 4 miscellaneous ones that I have. Well, there's flint. We can go flint and then grab something out of the iron box. And you're just empty, aren't you? I should fill a box with rockets, maybe. Although I do have the flight box with rockets. So we're just going to take the ice because I think we aren't actually going to be too far away once we get into the nether. So, yeah, look at that. Our portal's right there. We're like within viewing distance. We just have this awkward little thing. I might not even be making an ice bridge at this point. Like, we're just that close. All right, everybody. I've taken a minute to consider my options, and I've come up with a tunnel design that I think is going to be fairly simple to carry throughout most of the nether, while also looking interesting enough to actually be fun to look at. So I'm going to smelt up a bunch of sand for that project, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what I have in mind. Okay, I think I'm just going to hop right into the time lapse of me building this one instead. It's a very simple design. It's just a simple 2x3 little tube that is 9 blocks of glass long, followed by 1 block of, in this case, iron. I decided to keep it a simple design that made it much easier to build. Gosh, I could not imagine doing anything more complex than this, especially because I want to expand this design out to other tunnels that I want running throughout the nether. So for instance, I want to put a tunnel from my home base portal over to the nether fortress that I've found not too far away. And for that portal, I might use like red or orange glass with a nether brick ring around it. And that way I'll have a way to differentiate the two from all the other tubes that might eventually be scattered throughout the nether. My main inspiration for doing this design was the human transport tubes, I'm going to call them, from Futurama. Once I got that idea in my head of just a person in a tube flying through the nether like that, I really wanted to try and recreate that, and I think I've done a pretty good job in here. So I'm just going to let the rest of this time lapse play out and enjoy the footage. You will notice I found another piece of ancient debris way up high in the nether. That makes for 2 pieces now, I believe, that I found. One last thing I want to mention as we come towards the end of this time lapse, I found a fun little setting in the flashback mod I'm using to create this replay and this cool time lapse footage. You can actually like modify the world while you're in flashback to the point that, as you may have seen earlier, I actually took away a little bit of some of the crimson warped trees. I think that's what they're called, the crimson trees here, so that you could have a better shot. And coming up real soon, I'm about to do a much bigger modification. Let me know what you guys think of this. If you want to see me attempt to do more of these, what I'm going to call cutouts of the world, look out for that and let me know what you think of it. Now, I think that's a really cool shot, but let me know if you want to see more, because this does require me to actually modify the world in the flashback. Let me know if you want to see more of this stuff down in the comments. And just like that, we are done building the very first nether ice tunnel in this world. What do you think of it? I did have to add these trapdoors on top of it. That was simply to stop anything from spawning in here, because otherwise if anything spawns in here and you run into it, you just are instantly stopped. And things would spawn in here quite frequently. But that's now the entire trip to get from spawn to home. And I haven't quite decided if I want to like chop off one or two sections of this thing, or if I want to bring it all the way over here. I'm definitely thinking I want to build some big sort of room that's got all sorts of pipes that can lead off of it, so that we can have like one going over there. We can have one, you can't see it, but right through over there is another fortress that I visit every now and then. Be nice to have one over there. Any faraway farms and biomes are definitely going to get tunnels like these. We might even make one to the end, even though it is a short flight away already. But that's the tunnels. And I've been looking at how long this video is, and we're actually very quickly approaching the end of the episode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up here, and I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek. I made an outline of torches, and we're going to be actually building something up over here in the next episode. I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek. Look at how big that wheat field is, by the way. I'm so excited to see it spread across everything on this plains biome. But anyways, as I was saying, we're going to be building up a big old structure around here. I've been slowly working on the design for maybe a month now. And only in these last like few days have I actually figured out what I want the roof to be. So it's definitely still a work in progress, but I've got a basic design figured out. I know a few simple things I want to stick in it. For example, this bamboo farm, it's gonna stay put, but if I, not F3N, F3G shows chunk borders. I actually want to cut it off and keep it just within this one chunk here. So I'd cut it off here. This line would be gone and everything that way would disappear from it. Because quite frankly, and that blue area was to help me figure out placements for where these torches were going to go, because this is actually an oval that I made. But what was I saying? I just have so much bamboo now, because this thing just is constantly running. Like, even the hoppers are full. Minecart hoppers are full. When it activates, it like can't even pick up anything anymore. So it doesn't need to be that big. We can also build a better looking one later on somewhere else if we really need more bamboo than what this is able to produce. But I also think just having a smaller footprint for that in a base is going to be much nicer. Because yes, I'm planning to turn this into some sort of starter large base. I got 2 stick villagers in here, by the way. Just to get some emeralds for the one... Let me out! For the one mending villager, which I have trapped in a house over there. But anyways, thank you for checking out the video and stopping by and saying hi. I hope to see you again in the next one. And thank you for watching.